We bring hope, freedom, and restoration to girls that are trapped in the sex trade.
Mm.
Right now, focused on the islands of the Philippines and the South Pacific, and we totally restore them.
Come on.
You know, we they come out of the bars; they're in extreme poverty. They get trapped and trafficked. We go in and offer them a new life, offer them education. Our thing is in the Philippines, if you don't have a college degree, and I'm not exaggerating, you can't work at McDonald's. You can't sell peanuts in a kiosk in a mall. You have to have a college degree if you're going to do anything. So
Wow.
we offer these girls in the bars a place to live, all their expenses paid for, medical, dental, take care of their cavities, their vision, and then provide for them a college education.
Wow.
And when they graduate, everything is different. And then, of course, Jesus is a part of everything we do, and they encounter Jesus.
Hey, this is a quick shout out from one of our awesome sponsors. Check this out. Thank you to Tracy down at Tranquil Turtle Massage in downtown Coeur d'Alene. Look, my wife and I, we see Tracy and her team every single month for couples massage, and it is the best thing. Tracy is a master massage specialist and a Hanu Ashiatsu trainer. You need to reach out to Tracy and her team. Make sure that you tell them that I sent you, and you'll get $25 off your next massage. Also, while you're there, check out CDA Brows, Body, and Ink. Make sure to tell Tracy that I sent you, and you'll save $100 on your next tattoo, brows, and plasma tightening services.
Kenny, you're a husband, you're a father, you're also the founder of an amazing organization called Wipe Every Tear. And we'll get more into that during this show, but I'm so excited to chat with you about this and your mission. Thank you for your time, man. I appreciate it.
It's good to be here with you, Erik. Thank you.
I like to kick things off by going back a bit. Like, where did you grow up and what was childhood like for you?
I grew up in Milwaukee, Oregon, just outside of Portland,
Okay.
and just normal life, middle class family, and had an encounter with Jesus when I went off to college, and my life during the Jesus, revolution,
Sure.
the Jesus movement, and never been the same.
Come on. Come on. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
That's awesome.
good, man. God's
That's
good.
so good. I didn't give my life to Christ till I was 24. So I was, past the high school and college age, and God rocked me in my early 20s and changed my life back in 2004, man. Was the last Easter morning. Woke up, but
Hallelujah.
that was a awesome turning point in my life there. But for you, before you founded Wipe Every Tear, you were a teacher for a while. Like, what was the inspiration to get into teaching, and how has that helped you in regards to the Wipe Every Tear foundation that you have?
Yeah. I'll even rewind a little bit there. I graduated from college as a teacher, taught school for a little bit, for a year actually, and then went to seminary, did seminary, pastored, and then went back into teaching years later, Christian high school, coaching basketball. What was your question again?
Oh, no, that's good. I was just curious, like, what was the inspiration to get into teaching, and how has that
Oh,
teaching
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
helped you
yeah,
in the
yeah.
Wipe Every Tear?
Yeah. So, I just love education. I love, and I really, I was an athlete, and I thought, wanted to coach and teach, and then, encountered Jesus, and I thought, wow, use that for the glory of God,
Yeah.
which we did. And so I teach in a Christian high school here in Boise, and we decided to do mission trips, and we ended up in the Philippines and taking basketball and volleyball teams every other year. And then I saw the sex trade there, and my heart was just broke, just
Wow.
so broke.
Man. So tell me, and for those who don't know, and I just kind of found out about you through a mutual friend there, but what is Wipe Every Tear? What is the mission?
Yeah, well, we bring hope, freedom, and restoration to girls that are trapped in the sex trade.
Mm.
Right now, focused on the islands of the Philippines and the South Pacific, and we totally restore them.
Come on.
We they come out of the bars; they're in extreme poverty. They get trapped and trafficked. We go in and offer them a new life, offer them education. Our thing is in the Philippines, if you don't have a college degree, and I'm not exaggerating, you can't work at McDonald's. You can't sell peanuts in a kiosk in a mall. You have to have a college degree if you're going to do anything. So we offer these girls in the bars a place to live, all their expenses paid for, medical, dental, take care of their cavities, their vision, and then provide for them a college education. And when they graduate, everything is different. And then, of course, Jesus is a part of everything we do, and they encounter Jesus. So you encounter the God of the universe, and then get a college degree. It's amazing. The stories are amazing of our girls and what they've accomplished.
Cool. I want to touch base real quick on stats. They're like, what's the sex trade numbers over there like? Like, what's the women in the sex trade in Philippines? You know, in the sex trade there, like, what's that look like over there right now?
You know, I've read some statistics. I don't know how accurate they are, but they say there's 500,000. Remember, these are islands. There's 100 million there, but there's 500,000 trafficked in the sex trade.
Wow.
I think after COVID, it has to have gone up.
Yeah.
Extreme poverty. Number one, you have a third world nation, developing nation, and then COVID hits, and it got really bad. So there's a lot. I mean, we go the capital. A lot of that is, you know, small areas, but we go to the capital of the sex trade in the Philippines called Angeles City. And I had a friend of mine who was a sociologist did a big survey. There were 15,000 girls in 240 bars.
Wow.
And only foreigners can go into these bars.
Interesting.
Caters only to the foreign sex trade. Sex vacations.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable. Wow.
It is. And you know, Erik, what broke my heart is that I asked God many, many years ago to start giving me his heart for the things that break his. I said, God, break my heart for the things that break yours. I prayed that and prayed that and prayed. That was my deal for decades. And when I saw the sex trade, I just broke. I was with my wife on that trip. It was a volleyball trip. We saw it and didn't even see the stuff where we go now, Angeles City. This was just very minor. I was broken. I was sobbing.
Wow.
My heart was just touched. And so we just decided to do something. I thought, I have 5 daughters.
Yeah.
And a son. And I just kept seeing these girls in the light of my daughters and thought, man, I got to do something. I've just got to do something. I had no idea what it would be. I had no idea that would be my life. You know, that's what I'm doing. And here I am now.
Wow.
Yeah.
When you guys go into the red light district and save these women that are involved, you know, and then get them involved with Wipe Every Tear, what's that process look like? You know, from getting inside and rescuing them or bringing them back to Wipe Every Tear, what's that process like?
Yeah, well, only our Filipino team cannot go in, which is made up of all women, Filipinas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't go into the bars. So actually, we need people from America and around the world to come on short-term trips. To come and then we do these teams and then we go into the bars and with our girls and our staff. And so what we do is we will our main office is in Manila. Angeles City is about an hour and a half away. And we'll go up there and we'll spend 3, 4, 5 nights, depending on the team and the trip that we're doing. And we'll worship for a couple hours beforehand. I mean, we worship and take on, you know, heavenly things, you know. Actually, God gives us names of girls. He gives us, it's amazing, some of the gifts that he's given us and manifest himself. And so we'll worship and then we go out into the bars in groups of about 4 to 6, sometimes 7 people. All with with 1 or 2 of our girls who used to be in those bars oftentimes. And we go in and we just offer them hope, just offer them freedom. And it's very relational. You know, you have to buy a drink. You walk in, there could be 200 girls on the stage.
Wow.
And then we always ask the Lord, like, which of these girls, and we have, you know, team members, you know, asking the Lord, which of these girls? God will often highlight 2 or 3 girls and multiple people will get that same girl. And when you invite them down to your table, you buy them a drink, which they get a 50% cut in, and you sit there and you just begin talking with them. And then we have our Filipina staff and or girls with us, and then they begin speaking in the dialect. And they know English really well, so Americans can come, and I can't tell you how many tears I've seen just start pouring down when we have this little card and we show this little card to them, and it says what we do, what we provide, which is really everything. You know, a clean house, college tuition, 3 meals a day, daily allowance. We sponsor their children. The children can come live with them in the house. and to give them a new life. And so it's very soft sell. Their hearts get touched. And then a few years ago, we started doing this thing where we do it where when we bring teams from America, we're recruiting them to come to what we call a banquet. We throw a big banquet for them. We have a big feed and fun. And then we invite them to come to a getaway, a three night, 4-day girls getaway. We take them off to an island getaway. And there'll be a handful of girls that'll come, and then they're with us for 3 or 4 days. And they begin to see that it's real. You see, they've been told, Erik, that we are the traffickers. Do not trust Wipe Every Tear. They're going to traffic you. They're going to put you in a container, send you overseas. They're going to use you. They're going to lock you up in a brothel type thing. And then the one that really gets them is that Wipe Every Tear is going to traffic your organs and kill you. So we have to gain a lot of trust.
Yeah.
And we gain their trust. We feed between 400 and 600 girls a day hot meals, and we hand deliver them to the bars. We go bar to bar over a week time, and that has really helped over the years. So that's what we do. Very relational. That they would see that freedom is really possible. It's really real.
What's the age of the girls that are working? Is it typically 18 and over? Is there younger girls that are found in there as well?
Yeah, legally they're supposed to be 18.
Okay.
Legally, to be a dancer, prostitution is illegal in the Philippines.
Okay.
But it's everywhere.
Sure.
Everyone's on the take, unfortunately, the police, the government, etc. A lot of 18-year-olds. There's some underage girls as well. We've had as young as 12, 13, 14 years old.
Wow.
But there's a lot of 20s and 30s, even into their 40s.
Wow.
The more desirable, of course, are younger girls for men and whatnot. All ages.
Now, I imagine when you guys are going in there and you're, getting these girls to kind of open up their eyes to what you do for them, and they leave what they've been doing, there's probably a profit loss for whoever that company is, or that man, or whoever they were working for.
Yep.
Is there ever a fight to get them out, or do you guys have to get into physical fights at all to get these girls out?
Not physical. We call it soft rescue versus going in with guns, and whatnot, and getting minors out. That's not us.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, you said profit loss.
Yeah.
So if they lose a girl, and what happens? A bar could have 200 girls in it, or more, or less. And then there's a mama-san, which is like a manager, pimp manager. She was a woman, normally a woman, a mama-san, papa-san for a male, but a mama-san, and she used to be in the trade herself, and so she manages these girls. So they watch you like hawks. But we've had this. All I can describe it as, we've had this favor of heaven upon us.
Yeah. And
we will be in a bar, and sometimes, and the mama-san will come, and they really watch their girls, so they'll come in and join in, kind of oversee everything. And multiple times they have said to me, they call me Coach. Julie here, listen to Coach. They're offering a college degree. Listen to him. And so we've had these mama sons who, if they lose that girl, they lose income.
Sure.
We've had that happen many, many times.
Wow.
So there is resistance. We've never been threatened with a knife or a gun. We go in, we don't go in hating people. We love. We just love people.
Yeah.
We treat the men well. We treat the bartenders, the managers. We treat them well with dignity. Yeah.
I think that's the only way to change the world, man, is just show love, man. It's so good. You know what? I had seminary and did all that thing. I never learned about that until much later. Huh. Wow.
Jesus always talking about love. John 17, if you have love for one another, if you become one, by your love, the world will know. And so these guys in there, sometimes they want to pick fights and arguments with it. And we just say hi, and we'll buy them drinks even.
Sure.
We'll buy them a drink.
Yeah.
And let them see that we're real and we're just normal guys, right? Yeah. By the way, Erik, there might be somebody that sees this broadcast. We are doing a man only trip. We did it one time 4.5 years ago. God's raising up men. God's doing something with men. We're going to be having men come from America and around the world, January 13th through the 23rd. And I'm just talking to men out there. Maybe there's guys that see this and they go, you got to be kidding me. I could do this. And so we're inviting all men team to come. Imagine it's men who exploit them.
Yeah.
It's Erik, the things that happen in hotel rooms are deplorable.
Mm-hmm.
It's beyond imagination. Imagine this happened. Imagine we had 12, 14 guys from around the world, and we're worshiping in our safe house with our girls. And one of the guys says, "Hey, listen, we feel the Lord saying to wash these girls' feet. Can we do that?" I asked my director, Becky, "Can we do that?" "Yes, do that." These guys bring out these bins of water, begin to get at the feet of these girls who were trafficked, imprisoned in these bars, washing their feet, telling them who they really are. You're lovely, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're intelligent, you are worth everything, girl. And on behalf of the men who have violated you, I say, I am sorry.
Come on.
And these women just wailed, and God brought healing.
Wow.
That's just a short little story
Come
of
on.
why we're calling men to come in January 2024 to come and help us set girls free.
Come on. I love that. And I'll put a link down to the website, of course, so that people can go and check that out, and men can get involved in this. And
we love that, man.
It just sounds like God's just doing some awesome things there for you guys. And I was reading through your website. It sounds like you've got a campus coming, or you're praying about a campus, and you've also got a bar on Walking Street there that you're praying about. Like, tell me about that stuff.
Yeah. So we used to have a facility along with Bella Goose Coffee. Bella Goose was downstairs. We were upstairs. We had a welcome center. So I'm one of these guys that sees visions, and I dream dreams, and I see this crazy supernatural stuff. And I've just had a vision multiple times where we don't have that place anymore because COVID happened and everything shut down. We need a welcome center. And we have a vision of buying a bar, one of those bars, converting it into our welcome center. Just full of Jesus, full of life, and being a place where we feed these girls. Now we deliver the food, but they could come to this place. They could have meals all day long, open 24/7, right there on the walking street called Fields Avenue, and where we'd have it manned by our women's staff, and it would be something very special. We're waiting for that. We simply right now, we just need money, and it's a lot of money to buy a bar. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then a campus. We desire to have a campus. I had this vision. God showed me this campus. He actually physically took me to this campus, showed me the buildings, the houses they're living in, showed me the food hall, the trees. It was a very detailed vision I had.
Wow.
And God spoke to me, says, when you get this property, I will exponentially speed up their healing. And so we're waiting for that. We're waiting for that day also as well.
So good. So good.
Right now we have safe houses where the girls come. We have 2 safe houses.
Okay.
They come and they just come in to live and be a part of our family and what we do.
I love that, man. You are impacting so many lives there.
Thank you.
Throughout your time with Wipe Every Tear and the mission trips that you've gone on, like, what has been the most important thing that you've learned?
Just love. Erik, I was, we're always told if for those of us in the faith community and the Jesus community, the greatest of these is love, and we need to love one another. And it's one thing to theologically understand these things. It's one thing to get it with your heart.
Yeah.
I was in Angela City one time, and I was in my hotel room. I was on the floor worshiping on my knees. I was on the ground. I was worshiping, and I had a vision. And there was this man, and he was a stereotypical man in the bars there, in their 60s, overweight guys, yellow teeth, smoking, very unkempt, not very pleasing to look at. In fact, I'll premise it by saying my wife's first trip on that street, she saw about a 350, 380-pound man holding hands with a 75-pound Filipina girl walking to the hotel room. And my wife just said, I just want to take a baseball bat. I just want to, look what he's doing to that woman,
Yeah.
that little girl.
Mm.
So in this vision, here's that guy. And I remember just seeing it was as clear as I am right now, just so clear. And all of a sudden in this vision, he's sitting right here. He goes, and here's this little child in the ground, in the dirt, about 3.5 years old, 3 or 4 years old. He's playing with trucks and he's going, and God spoke and he said these words to me. He said, "Isn't he beautiful? Isn't my son lovely?" And I just went, oh God. Oh God.
Wow.
That changed everything.
Mm.
We then started going into the bars. Now you share that with the girls in your care, the girls that go out and do outreach with us and our staff. That was a very hard word for them to accept, that we're supposed to love these men, right? God just said, go love these men. Go love these men like you love these girls. How can you love these girls and hate these men?
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that.
Right.
And so everything changed. And that's when we started going in and just loving these men. I mean, having conversation with them. And we've seen God touch some men. We believe that God is going to do something with men. And if the demand is not taken care of, if it's not lessened, you're always going to have a supply of women.
Mm.
And so we believe, and that's another thing we believe, that this man trip is that we're using men to come in and bring. God said, gather men and take revival. I'm just telling you what he said. Take revival to the city of angels and into the bars and see me touch these men and these women.
Wow.
So we've learned that we need to love, and we just love unconditionally. We really do love people.
Man, I think that's so good. It's what Jesus said, man. Just love people. And I think it's so true. And I've done mission trips down to Tijuana a couple of times and, trying to be the tough guy. And, we're building a home for folks. And then you get to this key ceremony where you're handing off keys to this family that went from dirt to now they have a house. And man, you're just all standing. The men are just booger crying, including myself, throughout the ceremony, and just getting to see their smile on their face and just spreading, the gospel to these families. It's just such an emotional moment, when you can have this connection of just loving people where they're at. How can folks get involved with Wipe Every Tear? You mentioned the missions. How else can they help you?
Yeah. Well, it costs money, of course, to feed these girls and feed hundreds a day, in the bars and, do everything that we do. So they can, of course, donate, that. But really, Erik, what I'm going to say here, the most important thing is if people were to pray for us, that these girls would encounter Jesus, that God would come and touch our own lives, our staff, that we'd have more and more, intimacy with heaven. And we just want people to intercede and believe in the harvest. God told us there's going to be a harvest, and we just believe it.
Come on. So good.
We believe there's going to be a harvest. I mean, many people are talking about 1 billion soul harvest. I see way more than 1 billion. And we're invited into this. We're going to see women and men come to the revelation of Jesus and be totally transformed. But we'd love to have people pray. And of course, just go onto our website, wipeeverytear.org. We find us on Facebook and Instagram, Wipe Every Tear. And we'd love to have you be involved. And consider your church, your business, or you're just coming by yourself. We have open trips where people come and help us get these girls.
Man, I love that. What would you say? Oh, by the way, I'm going to be praying for you guys. And actually, you know what? I've never done this on my show before, but I just feel like the Lord is telling me I just want to pray for you right now, Kenny. I just think it's a moment of just praying right now. And
oh God, yes,
man, God, I just thank you for this conversation and what Kenny is doing, him and his team there, and saving these girls. And I just pray blessings of prayer and blessings of finances and food and preparation and safety over him and his team, God. And I just pray that we would see massive lives changed, both in the girls, the women, and the men that are involved in this. God, I just pray blessings, protection, and safety over them. And Lord, I pray that the right people hear this message, that they
Yes,
would get involved and through their missions and donation and prayer. God, thank you for Kenny on this conversation, sharing this message, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Man, Kenny, I just really felt like the Lord was telling me to pray for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
It's
I just,
effective. It is so effective, man.
it
Brother,
is.
thank you. Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
One last question for you. I love to ask this question. Like, what's your message to the world?
You know, our world is so messed up right now.
Yeah.
Politically, I mean, look where we're at, and you have such a split between Biden lovers and Trump haters and Biden haters, and it's caused families, it's caused the church to split, it's caused people to, and then you have, we've had the COVID, we had all the mandates and the lockdowns and the masks and the LGBTQ and everything else thing, and everything is upside down.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, politically, there's no answer. Trump is not the answer. Biden is not the answer. Some political savior is not the answer. Yes, God uses the political system. He actually does. But I'm telling you, Jesus is it for every issue in the world. Jesus is the hope of the world. And I'm not talking about a religious thing. I'm talking about a relationship with a living God who is over all authorities of darkness and powers and principalities and all the demonic things. Jesus is the king over all of that. And I'm telling you, for marriages, for political, for financial, everything, Jesus, the real Jesus is the answer.
Yeah. Wow. So good. So good, Kenny. I think, man, Jesus is the reason that I'm here today. Jesus is the reason that I'm married. My wife and I are on, we've been married for 18 and a half years now, and we're on a mission to break the chains of divorce, abuse, rejection, addiction that plagued our families, and we have two amazing kids that will not live the life that my wife and I lived. And so, here we are, we're doing this thing, and, I'm 18 plus years sober, and, it's all because of Jesus. And man, it's an amazing thing. I'm so thankful that you took time out of your day to come on here, Kenny, and share your story and your message, man. And just know that I am praying for you and your family, and wipe every tear and every person involved, man, because it's such a powerful thing that you're doing right now. And I just want to thank you so much for what you do.
Wow. Erik, it is such an honor to partner with heaven, to partner with what God is doing. It is just such an honor. Thank you so much, man. You're such an encouragement with me. Love your red, white, and blue in the background too, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was a donation from one of my sponsors early on in the podcast world, man, and it's been my background and won't be going anywhere, man. Absolutely love it there.
Yeah, I love it.
Thank you so much for checking out the show today. I really appreciate it. I hope that my guest was able to bring you some amazing wisdom and knowledge to help you continue to fight for your goals, your dreams, and your purpose. If you could do me one big favor and just hit that subscribe button, I would so appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. Keep changing the world. I believe in you. Have an amazing day.